Hello, I am Prabodh Kumar. Today we will study English class 12 CBSE. The book name is Flamingo and our poem is A Thing of Beauty written by John Keats. Before we start, I will request you to jot down my website address. If you go to my website, lot of information regarding your chapter will be available. Well explained chapter along with meanings of hard words and whatever question answer I have been able to give, it is there. After a while we will rub it off. Okay. So we go ahead. This poem is based on Greek legend Endymion. Endymion was a shepherd and poet who used to live at Mount Latmos. Mount Latmos. Once Endymion had a vision of Cynthia. Who is Cynthia? She is moon goddess. So he became enchanted and decided to seek her out, to search her. And in the process, he wandered through mountains, rivers, even under the sea. This poem has come from the legend, Greek legend. That is the story. Now, what does the poet say in this? The poet says, man's quest means search, for happiness and man's quest for happiness and fulfillment are thwarted by sorrow and corruption which are inherent in human nature. I will repeat once again. The poet says, man's quest for happiness and fulfillment are thwarted, means obstructed, obstacled by sorrow and corruption which are inherent in human mind. Then he starts the poem, says, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its joy doesn't decline. It doesn't die down. It remains. It's talking about the joy. That joy remains. Its loveliness increases. He says, it's not that its loveliness declines with the passing time. The loveliness of a thing of beauty increases over the period of time. It will never pass into nothingness. The poet says, the joy arising out of a thing of beauty will never become insignificant. It will never get into nothingness. It will remain. But will keep a bower quiet for us. What will keep a bower quiet for us? Joy arising out of a thing of beauty will keep a bower quiet for us. What do we mean by bower? It is a cool, shady, green place among trees or plants. When we travel through places under a scorching heat, we look for some comfort. So when we get some bower-like place, like full of greenery and cool, then we like its beauty very much. And a sleep full of sweet dreams. A thing of beauty provides us with a sleep full of sweet dreams, not a troubled sleep, sleep full of sweet dreams, and health and quiet breathing. It also provides a good health and quiet breathing. The process of breathing, it becomes quiet. Quiet means normal. It doesn't remain up and low and up and low. It remains normal. Therefore, on every therefore, on every morrow, are we reading a flowery band to bind us to the earth. It means it is because of the joy arising out of thing of a beauty that we keep on wreathing flowery bands. Bands made of flowers means flowery wreaths which keep us bound to the earth, which keep us interested in being on the earth. A spite of despondence of the inhuman dearth of noble natures, of the gloomy days. What is a spite of despondence? The earth minus the beautiful things that we see around is a despondent, a spiteful place. See, if the things of beauty are not there on the earth, will we like this place to live in? No. Right? A spite of despondence of the inhuman dearth of noble natures. Inhuman dearth. Dearth means lack. And what is that lack? Inhuman lack. So inhuman lack of what? Of inhuman lack of noble natures. Means people with noble conduct, noble nature. There is tremendous lack of people with noble natures, noble conduct, good character. Right? Of the gloomy days. These kind of things where we have tremendous lack of noble people on the earth. We come across gloomy days. Gloomy means dark, depressing, rainy days where we feel let down. We don't feel very enthusiastic, very happy. We feel sad, we feel morose. Of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways made for our searching. Of all the unhealthy and over darkened ways. Unhealthy means which is not good for our mind and body, and over darkened ways. Over darkened means darkened with wicked, evil thoughts. Over darkened ways. So, in spite of all these things, some shape of beauty moves away the pall. Pall means gloom, sadness, depressing position, right? So, in spite of all this, in spite of what all this? Spite of despondence, inhuman dearth of noble natures, gloomy days, unhealthy and over darkened ways. People behave in very wicked ways, very evil ways, right? Despite all these, some shape of beauty moves away the pall, moves away the gloom, despair. Suppose we are in a gloom, in a state of despair, and we come across something of beauty, then we generally come out of this state of mind, right? Such the sun the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon, sprouting a shady boon. Why does it call shady boon? When we are going through very hot conditions, very scorching journeys, and when we come under some shade, cool shade, so what happens? We feel that we have been blessed. That is why the poet writes, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon. These young and old trees combined together, they create a very blessing kind of a shade for the troubled soul, troubled mind, troubled body. For some simple sheep, and such are daffodils with the green world they live in. These are the things, simple shape, and such are daffodils with the green world they live in. Daffodils are flowers, they live in green world. They live in green environment, green surroundings. And clear rills. Clear rills means streams of water. So, clear streams of water. So, these are the things of beauty the poet is mentioning. That for themselves a cooling covert make against the hot season. These simple shape daffodils surrounded in greenery and clear streams of water, they for themselves create cooling covert. What is cooling covert? Covert is hidden, not clearly visible to the eye, and cooling, some cooling place which is in the corner, hidden from the ordinary eye. At first glance we can't see it, right? So they are having for their own purpose, so that they can feel comfortable. The mild forest brake, rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms. Then it says, mild forest brake means there is a large forest, we can say, and in between it is full of sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms, right? Mild forest brake, enormous forest made rich by blooming musk rose flowers, right? Musk rose, a type of rose with large white musk scented flowers. Their flowers scent like musk, right? This is another thing of beauty mentioned by the poet. And such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. So, grandeur of the dooms. What is the grandeur of the dooms? Our mighty and dead people, they created lot of things which keep us happy. Our mighty and our ancestors who were mighty and now they are dead, they created lot of beautiful objects for us, right? And such too is the grandeur of the dooms. Grandeur means glory, beauty, exquisite beauty, created by our ancestors who were mighty and now they are dead. All lovely tales that we have heard or read. So whatever we have heard or read about grandeur of the domes created by our mighty ancestors who are now dead, an endless fountain of immortal drink, an endless fountain, endless, doesn't end, endless fountain of immortal drink. What is that immortal drink? Things of beauty we find in nature which give us immense joy, and that joy is everlasting. It doesn't come to an end. That's why they have used the word an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us, pouring, falling down onto us, pouring unto us from the heaven's brink. Heaven's brink means from the door of the God's home. Heaven's brink, from the door of the God's home. So this is about the, so what are the things of beauty that the poet has mentioned in this poem? What are all the beautiful things? The heading is a thing of beauty. So what are all the things that the poet has, things of beauty that the poet has mentioned in this poem? First we have come across Bhavan, right? A pleasant, cool, shady place where a person coming from a scorching heat finds some respite, some rest. What is the another thing of beauty? Clear rills, clear streams of water, right? What is the next? Cooling covert. There is a hidden place, not clearly visible to the eye, but it is a cooling place. If one goes there, one finds cool around there, right? Another thing is mid-forest break. Mid-forest break, B-R-A-K. A large forest full of beautiful flowers. Mid-forest break. Enormous forest made rich by blooming of flowers. Then what do we get? Another thing of beauty in this poem. Musk rose blooms. They are rose flowers. They are rose flowers. A type of rose with large white musk scented flowers. Right? Their flowers scent like musk. What is another thing of beauty mentioned in the poem? Grandeur of the domes. Our mighty ancestors who are now dead created several things of beauty for us which we enjoy today. And another, mighty dead. We recall our ancestors who were mighty during their time. Now they are dead. Right? Next is immortal drink. What is that immortal drink? The endless joy that we derive out of things of beauty is mentioned as immortal drink. The joy that we get, immense, endless joy. Right? Another is heaven's brink. We are getting, what are we getting from there? An endless fountain of immortal drink. We are getting pouring unto us from the heaven's brink. From the door of the God's home where God resides. So this is all about this poem, right? This is based on a Greek legend in which Endymion, a shepherd and poet, has a vision of Cynthia, the moon goddess, and he starts to seek her out. In her search, he starts and in the process the enchanted youth wanders through forests, hills, mountains, even under the sea. And the poet says that people search for happiness and fulfillment, but the quest of people, mankind, for happiness and fulfillment is thwarted. Thwarted means obstacled, prevented. By what? It is prevented by sorrow plus corruption, which are inherent in human nature, very, very inherent in human nature. So this is what but things of beauty remove pall, gloom, sense of sorrow from our mind. Whenever we see a thing of beauty, we get out of our sad state of mind. Right? So this is all about the poem. I will request you once again to visit my website, from where you can get more information, and in case of any query, please contact me on my email ID, which is there on the thumbnail. Thank you very much.